Hello everyone, today we have fresh video review with absolutely fresh kit from Ukrainian company ICM. It just arrived to me yesterday, and here you can see that this is a World War II German bomber Junkers 88A-5, and this kit of course is molded in 1/48 scale, as you can see here. And I can say that box is quite huge. Here you can see comparison with my hand. As you can see, I can't even cover it. And I'm, let's say, quite interested in this model because it's a twin-engine German bomber. Especially, it would be even more, let's say, impressive in 1/48 scale. So let's check it. As you can see, we have this nice box art on the top. On the side there is some information about the kit. It's written that kit includes 250 parts, and assembled model would have length of 300 millimeters and wingspan of 418 millimeters. So it's quite a huge airplane, I would say. This is a top opening box, and as you can see, that's a typical, let's say, layout for the ICM. Nevertheless, we have here special stickers which would ensure that top flap stays on its place even during transportation. Just give me a second, I need to pick up the scissors because I need to cut those stickers first. I think that's a quite nice addition because your box won't be damaged first, and second, everything stays intact, let's say. Just give me a second to open all those nice stickers and we can continue. This year ICM is, let's say, especially active on German airplanes because we saw Dornier 17 before, and now we have Junkers. And moreover, we would review soon another version of the Dornier, which is also molded in 1/48 scale. There are too much of stickers. Nevertheless, we are almost done. So that's all. As I said, the layout is quite typical. We have color printed top part of the box, and when you lift it, you get this white box which contains all parts. That's a sturdy cardboard, so you can be sure that everything inside stays intact even during rough shipment. Here you can see what we have inside. So again, all parts are packed into the same bag. I think you would agree that that's not the best solution for kit packaging, and I sincerely hope that ICM would introduce some different method of the packing in the future releases. Or maybe at least they would pack transparent sprue into the foam in order to ensure that it would stay intact. Nevertheless, as you can see, transparent sprue is packed into the separate bag, so at least this solution would prevent any accidental scratches on the nice transparent parts. Clear sprue would be the first one. We would begin with transparent parts, and as you can see, they're molded in a quite nice quality. We have here Canopy Parts, we have some internal parts, and I have to say once again that it's really impressive. The only thing you would need, you can guess, are masks, because there are plenty of, let's say, framing to mask on this airplane, and I think that many modelers would opt out for some accessories from other manufacturers. Next we have large sprue. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 sprues with different parts. So this one, the largest one, contains fuselage halves. Here you can see one, and here is another one. Easy to notice that those parts feature recessed panel lines and special slots for the wings and canopy. Front nose part, of course, is molded out of the transparent plastic because it was transparent on the real airplane. Here we have let's say, belly of the airplane. As you can see, it's mounted with a segment of the wing, which should serve as a support for the wing parts, because this would be quite huge. And here we have some of the cockpit elements, even the dashboard, but I think that modelers would opt out for the PE parts. And here we have tailplanes. Tailplanes should be assembled from several halves, and those are elevators, which are molded separately as one-piece elements. Inside the fuselage we have some minor detailization for the cockpit, and also we have positioning pins which should help us with alignment of those large parts, because they're really large. I mean, here you can see that, again, my hand doesn't cover even half of this. Okay, let's move on. Next we have two smaller sprues. Here is the one, and I can say that those small sprues, we have two similar sprues because manufacturer provided the same set for each engine, so basically you can open covers on both engines, and here you can see the parts for those. They look quite impressive. Of course, wiring is not included, and of course I think many modelers would choose to replicate the wiring on engine in 1/48 scale, and PE parts would be helpful for this. Here we have some of the landing gear elements. For example, here you can see landing gear legs, which are molded as a complex shaped one-piece parts. Also we have here seats for the pilot and navigator. Also we have here separately molded ailerons and flaps. And what else? Some minor elements for the cockpit and external detailization. One more sprue. This one is also large and contains engine gondolas. Here you can see that they will be assembled from two parts. Also some internal tabs which replicate some detailization inside, and they should ensure rigidity of this assembly. Note that propeller is molded as a one piece, and also attachment points are positioned, let's say, in well thought, and I hope that they will be easy to cut from the sprue. As you can see, propeller cone is molded as a separate one-piece part also. We have here the wheel, but nevertheless, unfortunately, it would be assembled from two halves, and I would rather search for the resin upgrade, which should look great in this scale. Here is another half of the wheel, and here are two other wheel parts. Then we have tail rudder, should be assembled from two halves. And what else? Here we have landing gear doors. As you can see, some minor detailization inside, and I think it would look even better after washings, or maybe pre-shading done. Then we have the last sprue, which contains absolutely huge wing parts, which should be assembled from two halves each. So here we have top halves, and here are the bottom ones. Both parts feature recessed panel lines and even riveting in some space. And also inside you can see that there are position pins which should ensure proper fitment of the part. Last but not the least is assembly manual, which is also styled in a typical ICM fashion. So we have glossy paper front page with short history note, technical specifications and color chart. And then comes the parts map. Here are the decals, by the way. So decals look, I would say, great. I mean, I don't see any problem, and I hope that this would be easy to apply. ICM considerably improved their quality, and I mean, we can appreciate it. Next goes assembly process. As usual, there would be detailed photos of the assembly manual in our review, and on the last pages you can find marking options. There are, let me guess, 4 of them, which is normal number of marking options for the 148 scale model kit. So that's all for the video review, but as usual don't forget to check full review article on our website, where you would find detailed photos of the assembly manual and maybe some features of the kit. And also I would like to advise you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook group, because it will help us greatly. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video review.